assume that the German Beenken will have a sharper start based on the fact that the Lithuanians' Henley Royal Regatta's over if she goes too early. Yeah, they're both very cautious there. Stroke rating pretty high. Glance over the shoulder to check the line from the Lithuanian.
She did that yesterday. She was very panicky in the island section. Went like she is now, gone miles away from the island into the centre of the river. She'll be warned shortly, I'm sure. And then she come kind of skirting back over. Yeah,
she's going to need to correct pretty quickly because she's come right across to Beenken's side of the racing, and the umpire's quite content at the moment, but I'm sure he'll be keeping a very close eye on the Lithuanian. So they're away cleanly. I mentioned 2012, Mark, so we ought to revisit yourself and Zach Purchase, who had a... Did Zach have a dodgy seat in the men's lightweight double final on the Saturday of Henley Royal of the Olympic Games 2012, and that was... To say that was drama would be underselling it. That was sensational.
Yeah, it's not something you'd like to have happen on the start of your Olympic final or kind of breakage, but there was a rule that we don't have anymore in the sport, a 100-meter rule. So if you have a breakage or a technical fault and you're forced to stop, you can put your hand up, the umpire will come over, will ask you what the problem is, they'll have a look. If they think there is a problem, they'll give you a chance to correct it, and then they'll restart the race. But that rule now has gone now, so if it happens, the race will continue without you.
Are you pleased I remember so much about your final 4 years ago?
Yeah, it seems like a long time ago now.
just these details that come flooding back. Magnificent day of rowing. That was 4 years ago. Very good day of rowing here at Henley as well. It's an early advantage for the Berkshire station. Beenken, the German, who's steering a pretty good route down towards Henley Town Centre in front of the big crowds. Just on the subject of steering, Mark, with the singles, obviously no cocks on board to help out. Talk us through the technicalities of steering a single.
It's actually nice being a single, not having a cox, obviously, because
no one yapping.
No one yapping at you. Yeah, but with the single, you use pressure. So you use blade pressure, so you'll slightly tweak it on your left or your right, depending which direction you need to go. So it's only done with pressure when the blade's in the water.
But you don't have a rear view mirror either, so how do you know? You have to judge it by what you can see in front, yeah?
Yeah, when you race in multi-lane racing, you've got buoys either side of you, so you look down the lane. Where Henley's obviously slightly different. You've got kind of the booms to your left. So once you get in between the booms, you'll just keep a certain distance away from them and just try and keep the straightest line possible.
That's the plan, anyway.
Doesn't always work, you know, with the kind of wind out there. It'd be quite gusty, it kind of move you around. So you'll just keep checking every now and then that you're in the kind of position you want to be on the course. Or you have to be on the course. You have to keep onto your station.
On the subject of steering, Mark had to endure a slightly dubious taxi ride from Dorney back to Henley earlier on this week.
What do you mean when you gave me a lift?
You're still here to tell the tale, so it can't have been that bad.
No, thank you very much for the lift.
So it's single sculling, and as another gust of wind picks up, it's Beenken on the Berkshire station, the German who leads the Lithuanian Adomaviciute, who's got some work to do. Interesting, the weight differential, isn't it? These two rowers, very different setups physically. The Lithuanian, who you can see on the left-hand side of the shot there, 14 stone 2, and the German, far more lightweight, 11 stone 13, and that does make a difference. Just look at the breadth of the backs there. That'll be a issue with the wind as well, isn't it? The headwind.
Yeah. And the German's just moving more efficiently. She's got in front. She's able to look back at her opponent. You know, it's a nice shot there. You've got the two competitors racing. You've got the umpire's launch. You've got the umpire stand at the front of the launch. You've got the friends and family kind of sitting either side, depending who they're following. And then you've got two kind of timekeepers, and they're doing the rates behind the umpire that stand at the back of the launch.
Traditional looking, isn't it? Seen, it's been replayed many times down the years here at Henley.
And they've just gone through the kind of, you know, just before the halfway mark is Foley, and you'll see the kind of boards go up on the other side, and they put the time up to what the athletes went through that kind of section of the race.
1,100 metres gone as they went past that board. That's Foley, the second of the markers. The barrier comes after 600 metres, Forley after 1,100 metres. And then when you see the Remenham Club and the regatta enclosures, about 500 metres remaining. That's a pretty welcome sight because you get roared home at that point. Remenham Club is about halfway. So there are your markers. And this is a good performance from the German. Beenken there. Technically, good performance this Mark.
Yeah, she's moving very efficiently, got her lead, and she's able to just look back and enjoy the kind of second part of the race here. Especially into this wind, with the kind of weight advantage that she's given away. She's moving really efficiently there. Slight bent arm, you can just see as she puts a blade in, she kind of bends her arm. People have, especially in the single sculls, people have different techniques. You can get away with different things, different type of athlete. If I was kind of Brian, I wouldn't like to see a bent arm, but that's her technique, that's with her coach. So, there's different styles all around the world.
Works for her, so stick with it.
Certainly. While she's in front, definitely.
Yeah. And it looks like she might stay in front because they're heading to the business end of this race. Fabulous shot of Henley. You can see the church, St Mary's Church down there with St George's flag fluttering in the breeze. And you could barely make out any free seats or any grass on the left-hand side, on the Berkshire bank, that is, that you can see. Absolutely chocker with people enjoying a day out at Henley semi-finals.
And that's the great thing about that side of the bank. You can kind of walk all the way up it. There's so much going on over there. You've got kind of people having picnics, you've got hospitality staff, people drinking, socialising, chatting, watching the racing. And what's great now is that they kind of watch the race come past, and you'll see everybody on their kind of phones now watching the kind of footage that we're talking about right now.
Yeah, it's so much easier to follow the race from start to finish, isn't it, in the last year, whereas previously it's been guesswork what might be happening further up the course.
And it's increased the number of people that want to come and compete at the event now because they get to watch themselves race at Henley Regatta. I just wish that this footage had been available when I was racing many years ago.
It'll be available for when you come out of retirement, Mark, which is surely only a matter of months. Beenken, the German, leading Adomaviciute, the Lithuanian, very comfortably. Good few lengths margin in front of the grandstands. A few umbrellas popping up on the bank in the last couple of minutes. Got a dirty grey cloud overhead, but that won't fuss Beenken. And the Lithuanian here will feel there's an awful lot more work to do. A couple of 100 metres of the race left, and this will be painful in the extreme.
Yeah, and especially in a single, it's a lonely place to be, especially when you're behind. But it's her first regatta, first experience. I'm sure she'll learn a lot from it, and we'll definitely want to come back again and kind of step further next year or the year after and make it through to the final with the chance of trying to win the event eventually.
So the black, red and yellow of Beenken heading for the line. And pretty good progress, pretty consistent progress. Led from early up at Temple Island. And now just has 100 metres left as people jump out the deck chairs and scamper for some cover under the marquees. It's only a passing shower. These are squally showers all week. Giving good applause. The German. It's a good performance. Beenken of Germany on the Berkshire station is progressing through to the final tomorrow of the Princess Royal Challenge Cup. Big moment in her career. Beenken in the rain, in the wind, with a win. Adomaviciute, the Lithuanian, a few lengths back. Difficult conditions. Beenken gasping for breath, slumped over her oars.
You can see what that meant to her. She's made it through to Henley Finals Day. She's going to be here tomorrow racing for the final to try and win the trophy. You can just see the kind of emotion she's just let out there, how happy she is to kind of make it through to the next round.
So progress for Beenken. She'll be in the final tomorrow of the Princess Royal Challenge Cup, and that's what it means to her.